welcome back to Blue Heart Crochet. I hope you're all doing well. My name's Abby. I live here in the northwest of England with some family and my little dog Buddy, who you may hear dotting around in the background. But on these videos, which I normally do every other Friday, I talk about what I have been knitting or crocheting over the past 2 weeks. This video is coming up on Saturday just because life has been hectic. So and yesterday I did not have the capacity to start filming and editing this video, so I've decided to leave it till Saturday when I'm a bit more recharged and refreshed. But yeah, anyway, let's get on to the crafting. So this week, 2 weeks ago, I decided, right, okay, let's organise my crafting on what I'm doing each week. I cannot work on one project or 2 projects. I'm not a monogamous knitter or crocheter. I need to have a few different projects on because they all give me different things. So a small project, it gives me that bit more instantaneous gratification, whereas the long projects, it can get a bit boring. I was just working on them. Also, knitting and crocheting use different muscles and that. So sometimes if I'm knitting, it'll hurt my hands and I'll have to switch to crochet, things like that. Yeah, and sometimes I want to use a bit of a bigger yarn hook. Other times I prefer using smaller yarn and hook and needles and things like that. So I do like to sort of switch it out. So I have sort of set a rota of 4 projects for being, but I'm playing around with it a bit. So the first thing that I'll be working on is my Advent projects. Now there are 2 projects, but what I do is I will be flitting between doing 2 colours in the crochet blanket, then I'll put in 2 colours into the knit blanket, and I'll switch back and forth once I've done 2 colours in the crochet, put 2 colours in the knit, and I'm pretty up to par. I think I am actually up to par with that one. I think I may just have 2 more colours in the crochet blanket, but I'll be picking up the knit blanket next. So I'm keeping on track with that, and that just means I'm not getting dead far ahead with one and really far behind with the other. And also what I'm actually doing is I'm making magic knot balls with the leftover yarns to be going in another project, so I can start actually winding up some of those balls and get them ready for the project. The next 2 is I like to have a smaller knit project and then a smaller crochet project, and that takes me up to 3 projects there, and I just find that gives me a bit more of the instant gratification. I'm getting things off my hook from 2023, and it is really like, it's giving me that, yes, I'm getting through things. And also it helps because it means that if I need to work on, if I decide, oh, I want to do something, it's fine because I've got that bit of space to be able to do something a bit smaller. And then the 4th project, again, this is going to be a bit weird where it goes in between the 2 projects. So I am doing the Cal run by the Shutterbug AU Cal, but run by Judy at Witch Piece Craft, and I'm also trying to carry on with my book blanket, which I started last year, and these are things that I will not be adding into every week. It may be every couple of weeks, and when I am adding in, it's not actually that much that I'm adding in, so it doesn't take too long. So that's why I'm combining those 2 projects as one and swapping between the 2 of them. So on that 4th one, you'll only see either the book blanket one week or the Shutterbug AU Cal that week. I hope that has made sense. It makes sense in my head, but then I don't know whether I'm actually articulating it correctly for others to understand. Sometimes things sound really sane in my head. I understand totally what I mean. I'm totally getting it. And others just blank face because they're not understanding what I'm saying because I'm not explaining it correctly. So hopefully you understood that. But anyway, on to what I've actually been crafting. So first are my football socks. So the idea behind these was I'll work on these while I'm watching a football show. I didn't have anything plain knitting at the time, and I wanted something to be working on while I do watch football, as when I'm getting excited or stressed, I start to shake my hands and things like that. So yeah, keep me occupied with the knitting, productive stimming in my mind. So yeah, I decided to these were the socks I decided to do. So the light grey for the heels, toes and cuffs, that is drop snored in the colourway Fog Mix, and the other colours is a Rico Superba yarn, and they did a football section of colourways, and this is closest to the colour that my football team play in. We play in white shorts, this type of blue, I'm showing you, I'm putting on the back, this type of blue, the dark blue here is the t-shirt, and then we do have like black and white, and I think we maybe have yellow in the badge, I'm not sure. So this is what I went for. I'm like, I mean, look at how good they match up. Wait there, I think on the back you'll see a bit more. Wait, I had one where it was really clear. 1 minute. Aha, here it is. So if you have a little look down there, you can see how great that Fog Mix matches up with the lighter blue. I thought it went really perfectly together, and I was just so made up with it when I started doing it. So I had one completed sock done by the end of 2023. Decided, let's get this second sock done. I thought it was going to take me a while to get this second sock done because I finished one sock in November and I started it on the day of the Women's World Cup final, watching the final, and I know, I don't know when it was, but it was a good few months before, because Charlie, we still had Charlie, and he passed away in September, early September, so I know it must have been early September or earlier. I can't remember when. It was also warm as well. I remember it being warm. But I started them then and finished these in November. So I thought the second socket is going to take me a bit of time. No, it took me like 2 days, which I was blown away at. These have been finished for ages and I've not been able to wear them. And we've had some really cold days where I've wanted to put them on for work and I've not been able to. So yeah, these are what I've got. And yeah, I finished the second pair of socks. I did 2.5mm needles, and these were on the really small sock circular needles, so you don't have to magically put anything like that. And oh, I love them. And I did a shadow wrap heel, but yeah, can't wait to be able to get to wear these now. I'm so excited to get them on. And yeah, got them all done and ready to go. That is my only FO, but that is another 2023 project done, boxed off. I'm getting down the list. And I feel so great when I'm going down the list and taking them off, because I'm like, yeah, another project done, another project done. But then I'm looking and the project's getting left and more the bigger projects, and I know soon it is going to start taking me forever to get some of these projects done. But yeah, that's mainly FO. Now on to WIPs. So back on to 2023 projects. Here we have one of my advent blankets. So this is the first one here. It is a Baton Bag inspired blanket. So the Baton Bag crochet blanket is made up of granny squares, and you do them quite small, and it's like one colour alternating with like a variegated, but this was inspired by it, with the one colour in the middle. So we do have the white and then the advent yarn. So last time, 1 minute, if I fold it a bit, usually I'll be able to show you. So last time I showed you where I was on that pink there. I've done white, the yellow, white, brown, and then I've done the yellow and the white and that pink. So I've managed to get 7 squares done, which is not too bad considering how crazy life has been at the moment. But yeah, it's really nice, it's really calm and relaxing. These two are day 15 of the advent calendars. So yeah, I'm getting there, getting close. I'm currently on my, I've just started my 7th row, so I'm going to do 10 rows, and then I'm going to be going around and bordering it with other yarns that I've got. The advent yarn should take up the 10 by 10, and then I've got other minis from previous year's advent and from gifts and things like that should go all the way around to then give it an extra. So it should end up 12 by 12 this, and the blocks are 8 by 8 I believe, and I'm using a 2.5mm hook. I'm absolutely loving working on this. I love corner to corner. It is so calming, and just, yeah, it's a project you can just sit there, don't think about, and it's quite easy to do. And then if I do make a mistake, like end up making it wrong, you know, it's quite easy to fix, it's easy to notice, and I absolutely love it, and I think it is going to turn out really good size. I am going to also do a border on it got the border planned of what I'm going to do. But yeah, and then we have the next advent project for 2020 of my 2024 yarns. And here we go. This is what I've got. This is the triangular blanket. Now this one is a paid for pattern. So there is actually a pattern for this one, and I'll link it down below in the description box like I will with all. I love the texture on this with the triangles and how all the colours are coming out. So last time you saw me, I had done this yellow and brown one. There is a stitch marker on there, I don't know whether you can see. And then I did the green and yellow, and then that pinky one on the end. This one, I'm not actually using the yarns in order with the Baton Bag. I'm putting them in as each day goes, follows in order. So for example, if we show you this here. So them two were day 13, that was day 14, no. I'm trying to figure this out here now, which way to do it. So that's day 4. Yellow and pink there. Oh, hold this properly. Day 13, then you go along, the next one's a day 14, then the row below goes to day 15. So I am putting them in order in that. With this, I'm not, because I do want the hexagons are all made up of triangles, and I do want you to be able to see the hexagon shape and then also the triangle shape. So with that, I am just doing them, matching up the colours. So I have actually got a photo on my phone, and I've wrote down what order they're all going in. I have laid them out, picked an order and things like that. It is going to be 6 hexes by 6 hexes, I think I'm doing. But yeah, that's what we've got so far, and I'm just absolutely loving it. It is curling up. But yeah, that's how wide and long it's going to be there from that one to that one. I am going to try and maybe put a border on this again, just to try and sort of help it stay out. I don't know whether I'm going to do like something like an I-cord edging or something, or maybe a different type of border. I don't know. I'll have a little look, see what the pattern says, and if it doesn't come with a border, I will definitely be doing something on it just to get it to straighten up a bit. But I absolutely love it. It feels like it's wizardry doing this blanket, because you know, it's so simple. Once you get the gist of what you're doing, it's so simple, but then it just looks like it's a work of magic the way you've managed to you know, get it all. It looks like it's gone. I'm trying to think of words now. It just looks like there's been a lot of like real thought and care into it, but it's actually quite simple and easy to do once you get into it. And the pattern, really well written. It is paid for, but highly recommend it. And I'm using 2.5mm needles on that, and I'm using DPNs. The next and final project is my book blanket. So you've not seen this for a while. Basically, this book blanket, I had the idea of last year. I wanted to try and read 52 books in a year, and to sort of commemorate that, I thought, oh, you know what, I'll do a blanket where every cover, the colours from it are put into a square. Each square represents a different book, and that was the idea. I did actually read 54 books last year. At the moment, I'm on track. I believe I've read 7 books this year. I'm on my 8th. I'm reading currently 3 books. I've got an audio book on the go. I've got a history book that is like yay thick. I'm not joking. It is like 700 pages, this book. And I read like 20 a night. So it's going to take forever to get through. And then I've also got a book. It's, again, another history book. Shocker for me there. But this one is, it's a different person. It's like you read 2 pages a day, and it's like a little biography on a different woman who, you know, is amazing throughout history. And it's so interesting because most of the women in there never heard before, so it's really lovely to get to hear about new women famous for all different reasons. They've all been groundbreaking in different areas, whether it's artists, science, you know, civil rights, you name it, they're all in there. And I just absolutely love it. I'm really enjoying it. But anyway, so last time you saw me, I did that. So I'd actually done I've done 10, and I believe this week I've done 10 more. So that is what I've got there. So we've done that one there. That was the Runaway Family, the Midwife's Confession, I Am Malala. I can't, and this way I've start getting a bit thingo. But yeah, each one is represented by a book cover, and yeah, I just pick out the 3 main colours from the book, from the cover, and then put them in. Some of them don't actually have 3 colours in, so like this one here, the 3rd one, it was, the image only had 2 colours, grey and yellow. It was like grey line drawings outside, outline. Yeah, it was just grey line drawings of people on this yellow, so that's why it's got the grey and yellow, because obviously the grey was the line drawings, so that's why it goes there. But yeah, I'm absolutely loving this, and if you are interested in products that are in, like, doing projects inspired by things like you're reading or you've watched, please go and check out Caroline of For the Love of Crochet and Cassandra of Craftably Ever After. They do this book club where they read different books, and they all do, like, they crochet something inspired by their book, by that book, and I think it's absolutely amazing. I love seeing the projects that everyone comes up with, and how by one book so many people can be inspired by so many different aspects of said book. So that's actually really all I've been crafting on over the past 2 weeks. It's not been a lot, particularly when at the start of last week, when I finished the videos and the first few days, I was actually getting quite a lot done. I finished one of those socks in that time, but from there it just went downhill. Basically we had in the UK here, well, in a lot of places around the UK, it was half term last week, or is it this week? I think it's this week actually. It would have been, like, you know, between Monday and Friday just gone. Basically half terms where, like, the children get a week off school, and I work at a tourist attraction, so half term does end up getting a bit busier for us. So I knew it was going to be a bit busier in work just gone. To add to that, we've had someone has recently left us, so we are refilling the place. That person's getting trained up, but until they are trained up, they have to be shadowed or shadow a member of staff. So effectively it was like we were just 1 person short. We then had someone called in sick for over a week, so as a lot of the staff were already full-time, I'm only part-time, I was one of the very few people who could then cover those shifts. And then to add to that, where I live, the road right by my house, which all the buses go down, is getting refit with gasworks. The gas pipes all getting refitted. That started near the end of January. It is going to be carrying on to the beginning of March. It was okay while my dad was not on holiday, because he'd dropped me off at work most days, and because the buses are on diversion, he would basically, I'd get off at, like, you know, the nearest stop to drive to, and he'd come and pick me up from there, so it wasn't too bad. But as my dad is currently away, it's meant that I've had to walk to the nearest bus stop where the buses are running from, which is around a 20-minute walk. It is down the said road that is closed because of the gasworks. The pedestrian areas are all still open on that road, but that road basically is a country road with fields either side, with the odd house, the odd farmhouse dotted along it. Now, it was absolutely lovely when it's, you know, the mornings and it's like misty, it's beautiful. So the 20 minutes walk in there was not too bad. The way home, that's when it was, yeah, it was stressful. Basically, it'd take me closer to half an hour to actually walk down there, because as it's a country road, there are no lights on it. Because the road is shut, there's no cars going up and down that road, which means you're not getting any light off them. And yeah, it was practically pitch black. And down the side where the path is, because the path is only on one side of the road, where the path is, there's a river going down the side of it as well, and the bank is around 5 foot deep, and I'm 5'1", so it's practically a whole me. So yeah, you have to be really careful when it's dark, pitch black. I did have to invest in a torch from Home and Bargains for a couple of quid. And I've been using that to get home of an evening. But yeah, it takes about half an hour then, because I am just being extra careful walking down, not to step in the wrong place and things like that. You know, big gap with the gas pipes down one time, gap with the river. No, very careful. So yeah, it's just been hectic. I think because of the way our weeks in work fall, between Wednesday last week, sorry, but I'm trying to think. Basically, the way the weeks fall between Wednesday and the Wednesday that's just passed now, I worked 6 of those days. Actually, no, tell a lie, I was in to work 6 of those days. I got 1 day off because of the snow. It was going to be a bit quieter. And yeah, and as I said, half term, so it just meant we were absolutely packed. Most of my tours were full. I think there was only a couple where you could actually fit someone on it extra. It's just been so chaotic, so busy, and to be honest, when I've got home, I've just been passing out. Like, I'm just laying on the couch and be like, you know. Yeah, at points every muscle in my body was aching. It's been crazy. And then, you know, my health not been too great. I had a flare up, which was not fun while I was trying to get through work. And yeah, it's been a whole thing, but I've got a bit of time off now. The staff member is fully trained up, so we are back up to regular staffing levels. My dad's home on Monday, so Tuesday morning he's already said, oh, I'll give you a lift into it. Yes. And then besides, beginning of March, the buses will be back perfect. So yeah, it's just been, it all happened at once. So life's been a bit crazy, but just gonna hopefully try and take it easy, have a lovely relaxing day or two home before my dad gets home, spend a bit of time with him, learn about what he's been getting up to on holiday, and yeah. Oh, but anyway, I'm gonna get going. I hope you're all staying safe, taking care, keeping well. Let me know what you've been working on over the past couple of weeks. I always love to hear what people have been getting up to, and to be honest, I get quite a lot of inspiration and end up adding things to my list of things I want to make. So yeah, hope you're all doing well, take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.